You're crouched low in the tall grass, heart pounding. The flick of an ear, the shift of a shadow. You notice what others miss. The hunt depends on you. Fast forward a millennia. You're in a cubicle, fidgeting with your pen, struggling to focus on email. But the same instincts that once ensured survival, now they're a liability. How did this happen? Why did a brain wired for vigilance, quick thinking, and adaptability become something modern society labels as a disorder? Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, or ADHD, has always been with us. It predates schools, office jobs, and standardized testing. In a hunter-gatherer society, an individual with ADHD traits had a distinct advantage. They had hyper-awareness, and that meant survival. Noticing movement in the brush before anyone else could wind up meaning the difference between life and death. Restlessness, it meant endurance, covering more ground, discovering new food sources, and leading exploration. And risk-taking meant innovation, testing new hunting methods, improving tools, and pushing boundaries. But today, schools demand rigid focus. Workplaces require sitting still for hours. And the same traits that once gave humans an edge are now classified as symptoms. ADHD in this context is not so much a disorder as it is a mismatch between human evolution and modern expectations. Neuroscientists have found that ADHD brains are wired for novelty and stimulation, traits that historically benefited those who thrived in fast-changing environments. Genetic research estimates ADHD is 70 to 80% hereditary. It means that these traits were passed down through generations because they provided survival. They provided an advantage. But in a world built around long attention spans and delayed gratification, ADHD traits can feel like a burden. But what if we're thinking about ADHD all wrong? You see, some researchers argue that ADHD should not be seen as a deficiency, but rather a specialized cognitive profile, one that still holds immense value today. Entrepreneurs like Richard Branson credit ADHD for their creative risk-taking mindset. Athletes like Michael Phelps turned hyper-focus into Olympic gold. And innovators like Leonardo da Vinci constantly jump between ideas, never settling into a rigid structure. If they had been forced to sit still and follow traditional paths, would they have achieved what they did? Maybe their success was not in spite of ADHD, but because of it. So, is ADHD really a disorder? Or is it a trait that society has failed to adapt to? The same qualities that made someone an exceptional hunter, scout, or innovator in the past are still valuable today, just not in a standard classroom or cubicle. Maybe we shouldn't ask, what's wrong with ADHD? Maybe we should ask, what's wrong with the world that doesn't know how to use it? These are Interesting Things with JC.